Good evening, Richmond, Virginia. I am Brittany O'Neill, VJ of Beyond the Music. I am here at the Tobacco Company with Joey Cook.
Please give a warm welcome to Joey Cook.
As I pull onto this open road, I pray there's enough gas to get my ass home.
One of my first questions for you is, what made you want to play the ukulele?
So in high school, I was always that girl with the acoustic guitar, playing the really sad songs at coffee houses, which I guess hasn't changed that much. But I have really small hands, and so like bar chords were like a huge problem for me. I couldn't reach all the way across the guitar, so I was like, well, I want to keep playing music. I like writing music, and I like started writing lyrics before I started writing the actual instrumentals for stuff. So my grandfather got me a ukulele and a mandolin. He was like, well, small hands, small instrument.
To the randomness of this galaxy, well, swing sets have always attracted me, and when you enter the room, I smile consistently every time, like a child.
When you were playing, you were explaining the name of a bunch of your songs. So they're all love song numbers,
Yeah.
and I want to know where that comes from.
A lot of my songs don't have repeated phrases in them. A couple of them, they just don't have a chorus really. And it's an entire love album, all about the same fucking person, of course. It's part of my language. But so I just decided, I was like, well, I don't really like naming them, and there's, half of it is really happy love songs, and then half of it is really sad love songs, and so it's kind of like a relationship inside of an album. That's just like, it's all really beautiful in the beginning and la la la, and then it kind of gets to the, it goes love song number 1 through 6, and then it's a song kind of about love, a song not quite about love, a song almost about love, and then a sad song about love, and another sad song about love. So it kind of goes through like all of the phases of a relationship.
'Cause you're the handsomest thing that I've ever seen, and to call you mine would be too motherfucking surreal. Now your 8-bit music's got my little legs moving, and the way you sing brings color to these cheeks every time, like a child, deer in headlights. Could you be my demise just for a while? But these days all right.
Did your singing kind of happen after, learning the piano for a while? Did you kind of just like, grow a love for that?
Yeah, definitely. I've always had like a love for singing, especially with my mom was like a choir kid in high school, and I was as well. And like when I was little, my favorite activity was to drive around with my mom and listen to the Lion King soundtrack, and like she would let me sing the Simba parts because I have like a low voice, and she would sing the Nala parts, and it was our thing. It was, I don't know, I've always just really liked it. I was that girl like singing Wicked songs into a hairbrush in my room.
You'll go your way and I'll go mine, but I'll be so damned unhappy. Why can't you see you're my day and night? Then you will yell in my direction, and I'll say fuck you too. And you will go in your direction, and I will run until my little legs are through with you.
And you're about to record an EP.
It's complicated because it's like you can do it through the track, how many tracks are on it, or the length of it.
Okay.
So like I have about 4 or 5 original accordion songs, but at the same time, if you take the length of it, because all my songs are like 7 minutes long, it would be considered a full-length album, but I feel weird advertising it as that, only because it's not that many songs. So yeah.
Features Angelo kill to see. then you will yell in my direction and I'll say fuck you too.
What are your musical inspirations? You know, where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, I grew up listening to a lot of old Broadway music. My mom always makes this joke about me, is that, you know, like most like 10-year-old girls are like singing Britney Spears and NSYNC in their room, and like my mom would come upstairs and I'd be like belting Everything's Coming Up Roses, and you know, it's just like never thought that would happen. But she's also really big into jazz, like really old jazz. So I listened to a lot of Billie Holiday growing up, and I've gotten the comment many a times of the yeah. So yeah, it definitely plays a huge part on it. But I think songwriting wise, the first person that ever really impacted me was Kimya Dawson. Okay, they're a band called the Moldy Peaches that completely got blown up from the movie Juno. But the female singer in that is just this amazing woman who just, you know, strums on an acoustic guitar and just like blurts out the most like obscene and blunt things. That, like, there's no sugarcoating, there's no nothing on it.
And I can tell that you do that a lot, right?
Yeah, I really respect it.
Yeah, another thing is like you use curse words very, you know, obviously and comfortably in your tunes. You know, does it kind of, do you do that like thinking about it? Like do you write those so it just kind of comes?
Yeah, it just happens. Like if I use the word fuck, like it's never like completely in a negative manner.
Right.
Like there's like a part where I'm like, fuck you, whatever. But then there's also a part that's like, I fucking love you, you know? Like it's never like completely positive or completely negative. Right. I just think since I was younger, like I never really had any, my parents never really cared about language. My mom kind of, you know, did it to where like if you really feel that strongly about something, then that's a word for you to express that. Right. You know, it shouldn't be considered a negative thing. Like there's a difference in like loving somebody and like fucking loving somebody. Like there's a difference in it.
So calm your heavy heart. Inhale, exhale, and repeat.
What was the instrument that you started off with?
I originally started off on piano when I was younger. I learned by ear a lot, and my family inherited an organ from my grandfather's mother. And there was some like stupid jingle commercial on TV, and my little 5-year-old self waltzed over to the organ and mimicked it because I learned by ear. And so my mom immediately was like, we're gonna start saving for piano lessons.
That was a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. And I thank her every day for it. She did it to where until I was 12 years old, I was required to take them. And then when I was 12, she gave me the option of whether, you know, like I'll keep paying for them if you want to keep doing them, but you're old enough at this point to where I'm not going to force you. I did it until I was 15, until I was like too cool for piano, or whatever 15-year-olds think.
Dark. So let's touch our heads to our feet and sink our thoughts like submarines. I'll take a nap at the bottom of the sea right after.
Do you, like every place that you go, do you play music? Do you do like open mic nights and stuff like that?
I'm an open mic slut. It's awful. It's all I do. It's all I do.
So I have a question. What, you know, comparatively speaking, like from Richmond, you know, what's the difference between all these other, like what does Richmond do you think has like to offer other than all these other places?
I'm kind of bitter when it comes to Richmond. Like I love Richmond.
Good or bad?
I love Richmond. I love Richmond. It was my introduction to music. It was, you know, like my introduction to playing in public. Like I had awful stage fright until like I ended up like getting kicked out of my house, all of these bad things, you know, and I was like, well, all I have is my ukulele and no money, so why don't I just start busking? Like, why don't I just start doing that? And, you know, it was the easiest way to get over stage fright. It's like, instead of like dead on me singing to you, you know, just sit on a sidewalk and sing in front of people that would rather you shut up, you know, like they don't want to listen to you, you know.
And we made love next to the James, oh, that lovely river. to the James, oh, that filthy river.
I was in the running for a TV show. I auditioned for it in Chicago. Yeah, I made it to the last 150 people in the U.S. Yeah, flew me out to LA for it. Did a bunch of auditions. Yeah. So I was in New Orleans at the time when I got the phone call saying that I had made it to the next audition round, and because I told them that like I backpack and like I wasn't going to be in Chicago for it. And so they call me. I got my ticket booked from New Orleans, and then like 4 days before my flight, I called them and I was like, can you switch my ticket to Austin? Like, maybe? And they were like, are you in Austin? I was like, no, I'm in New Orleans. They're like, are you going to get to Austin? I was like, yeah. And like the woman just took a really deep breath. She sighed. She's like, you're going to South by Southwest, aren't you? I was like, yes, I can't not. Like, yeah. So yeah, we got a bus ticket. Me and my friend who I've been like with for a while got a bus ticket out to Austin. Ended up playing South by Southwest, which is like the coolest experience ever. Yeah. And then they flew me from Austin to Phoenix to LA. And other than when I was like really young, that's the first time I've ever been to the West Coast. But I liked it.
Right after we drink our waiting whiskey, sing me to sleep, sweat me out like a fever dream. Oh, sing me to sleep, sweat me out like a fever dream.
All right, I think that's all the time that we have. Thank you very much, Joey, for being here and playing with us. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. Thank you to the Tobacco Company and to Beyond the Music. I am Brittany O'Neill, BJ of Beyond the Music.
Let me introduce you to our first artist, Joey Cook, who recently returned from a trip to New Orleans. Born and raised in Woodbridge, Virginia, Joey began playing music at 5 years old on an organ that her family inherited. In the course of her travels, Joey began playing in a bluegrass band in Richmond with David Morley called Copy Stain. And she currently plays in a band called The Boons. She considers her genre to be a combo of folk, acoustic, polka, and she plays mostly originals with her own twist on a few covers. In the next couple of months, Joey plans to record a demo of accordion music while keeping up with her backpacking adventures. And we're very pleased to have her with us tonight for Beyond the Music on the Tobacco Company stage. Please give a warm welcome to Joey Cook.